So here we are. Let's get ready to rumble. In today's video, we are putting the Canon EOS R5 head-to-head up against Red's flagship. That's right, the Red 8K Monstro. Two very different cameras. One's a mirrorless, the other one is a dedicated cinema camera. Both are able to capture in 8K RAW. That's great that they both can capture in 8K. But how do the images actually stack up? Because see, this is something that I've wondered about for a really long time. Can the EOS R5 that captures in 8K actually rub shoulders, play in the same space, work on similar productions as something like the Red 8K Monstro, a beast of a camera that I have many times said is my favorite of all time cameras, period. 8K Monstro is a beast. How will the R5 do? It's time to find out. In round one, let's take a look at the images, the way they came out of camera. So these are raw clips that were converted to Apple ProRes 422 HQ.
One more going around. One more step moving to the sound. Numbers make their way down, make their way down. Though it's gone with a trace, let's pretend, put a smile on face, blow the fire away, fire away. The more I think about it.
What you'll notice is that both images have a lot of detail, a lot of texture, a lot of information that we're able to then pull and stretch and push in any direction to get the type of image that we're looking for. There is something that comes out of the R5 that is a little bit more contrasty. What you need to know is that I had to turn the sharpening down to 0 when I was decoding the raw clip from the R5, because when I'm decoding in full resolution Canon in Resolve, the default is set to 10. This allowed both images to resemble one another a lot more, because when sharpening is set to 10, in other words, if I left it in the default setting, you will very quickly notice that there is additional sharpening on the R5 that gives it a little bit of that, maybe video look or DSLR look. Whereas on the Monstro, you're very quickly going to notice that the image is a lot more creamy. Let's apply the manufacturer provided LUT for each of these. So I'm going to apply the Red IPP2 provided LUT with very soft highlight roll-off on the Monstro. And I'm going to apply the Canon C-Log2 Cinema Gamut to YDR709 Canon provided LUT for the R5 footage.
Fall into me, fall into me, fall into me, baby, I'll pick you up. Fall into me, fall into me, fall into me, baby, I'll pick you up. You can just keep me wrapped around your little finger.
Before applying the manufacturer LUT, so before applying the Red LUT or the Canon LUT, what I did was adjust my waveform so that they both matched between the two cameras. Up until very recently, I used to think that the manufacturer provided LUTs were actually really nice. And what I find now is that they're quite boring. So on that note, let's take a look at what happens when instead of using the manufacturer provided LUT, we apply the Resolve Color Space Transform.
Put a smile on her face, blow the fire away. Time keeps running and I'm running out of time. Put a smile on her face, blow the fire away. Time keeps running and I'm running out of time.
To my eye and on my Pro XDR display, I find this a lot more pleasing. So as I've said in other videos, in my opinion, the color space transform in Resolve is superior to the LUTs provided by Canon, and in this case, also by Red. I will be uploading this video in 8K, so I would suggest, if you can, to watch it on whatever the highest resolution screen you own is, and then set it so that it plays back in 8K so you can see all of the detail that I'm talking about. Or maybe the YouTube compression will find a way to destroy the detail I'm talking about and you can't tell the difference. Either way, let me know in the comments if in fact you see a difference or if there is no difference. I want to show you these same clips with the Resolve Color Space Transform, but then also with my Q Cinetone LUT applied on top of it, so you can see how much better the image instantly gets.
Sitting in the backseat on a Saturday night, places racing past me, spitting at your light. I wish that you would ask me if I'm feeling alright. The shadows you were casting nearly swallowed the night.
There is no way that I could cram into this very short video all of what it took to get these images to look the way they do. So there will be a part 2. I will be showing my screen in that video where you can see exactly which adjustments I made, how I made them, and why I made them, which will be released here in the next few days. So if you're interested in those types of details, I would like to invite you to subscribe. So many of you that watch my videos are not subscribed. Please join this family, join this community. We're trying to build a community of filmmakers and content creators at all different levels of their experience so that we can all share content, knowledge, information, assets, and level up together. If you're interested in that type of thing, you should subscribe. If you caught last week's video, you're going to catch on very quickly that we have a whole series around these camera comparisons. So this was just video number 2. There will be a comparison with the C500 Mark II against Monstro. We'll also be comparing Red cameras against one another, like Gemini against Monstro, or against Komodo, for example. Basically, if I own a camera, I'm going to show you these types of comparisons, one against another. So hopefully, you guys decide to subscribe and decide to ring that notification bell so you know when the videos are released. Until next time, I'm Carlos, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Take care.
Sitting in the backseat on a Saturday night, places racing past me, spitting at your light. I wish that you would ask me if I'm feeling alright. The shadows you were casting nearly swallowed the night. God, I could have kissed you. 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 Midway between the end and the start, I cried like a baby, I tore you apart. Midway between the end and the start, I cried like a baby, I tore you apart. I knew that I'd leave you by the middle of June. You touched me on my shoulder blade, soft like a